The Steelers have signed GM Omar Khan to a new 3-year contract that will keep him with the team through at least the 2028 season. Now, I think his initial deal was 3 years, right? Because that would put him at 23, 24, and doing this season at 25. So now he gets 26, 27, 28. Probably, unless it's a 2-year extension. His first deal was a 4-year, but yeah. Omar gets a new contract with the team. As far as how he's performed in his first 2 full years going into his 3rd year, I think he's done fine. You look at the drafts he's had and the grades, and I'll pull those up. I believe in 2023, which was his Steelers' first draft as the GM, he was graded as the best draft, I think, overall. That was the Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr. year. And now, it's hard to get a bad grade. Like, if a team were to have... I think Cleveland one year made, 3 first-round picks. I think that might have been... Let me think. That might have been 2017. Garrett, Njoku... Oh, who was the other one? There was one more. But, in 2018, I know they took Baker and they took Denzel Ward. They had 2 picks in the top 4. So it's hard to get graded bad initially when you have early picks. And a lot of them at that. So we're going to go into 2026, and we're probably going to have a high draft grade because we have so many draft picks. Now, we're going to trade and do whatever, but we're probably going to have a highish grade for 26 just because of how much capital we have. Let me see. Draft grades. Let's start with 2023. Okay, so this is CBS Sports. Let's see. Let's see. The Steelers in... this isn't, ranking them. This is just giving grades. But the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2023 got an A-. An A for Broderick Jones, A+ for Joey, B+ for Keanu, A- for Darnell. They got a C for Nick Herbig. No. Also, they fucked up here. They had Darnell as a 4th-round pick. He wasn't. He was a 3rd. They had Keanu as a 3rd. He wasn't. He was a 2nd. They have Nick Herbig here as a 6th. He was a 4th. So just put this in perspective, I guess. But a C on Herbig, an A+ on Trice, and a B+ on Anderson. So, yeah. Let's see. I can do Yahoo Sports, and they go after the season's over. Where Jones is an A, Porter A, Benton A. Let's see. They didn't grade Darnell, or maybe they graded Darnell and Nick together. No, they didn't give Darnell a grade, so Nick got an A. Corey had his season ender, so he got an incomplete grade. And Spencer Anderson really never saw the field, so incomplete. So the guys who got grades, A's. So they had a good draft. Broderick, we'll see what he does on the left side, but Joey's good. Keanu's good. Darnell, he's got to get used more. Nick is really good. That was a hit. That was a really good hit by the Steelers in the 4th round there. So we're just going to skip to 2024, which I believe they were the 7th ranked draft that year, so they went from top to 7th, right? Let's see. So Yahoo Sports again. Troy, who got hurt, they're going to give it an incomplete. Zach Frazier, A+. Roman Wilson, he got hurt, so incomplete. Peyton Wilson, A. Mason McCormick, A-. Logan Lee, hurt and didn't play much, so incomplete. Ryan Watts, hurt, and he actually ended up retiring, but that was only a 6th-round pick. And that's the thing, medically retiring, that sucks. And they included Beanie Bishop here as undrafted, gave him a B+. So obviously that's a year afterwards almost. That it's after the season's done. No one would have assumed that once the draft was completed and they're like, okay, we have signed these undrafted free agents and one of them's Beanie Bishop, and it's like, oh, guess what? He's gonna be a starter the entire year. So we're gonna give you guys a B+ for that. Let's see. So NFL, this was from Gennaro Felice and Nick Shook, graded the 2024 draft class. This was actually just after the draft last year, May 6, 2024. And they ranked the Steelers as number 1. Troy, Zach, Roman, Peyton, Mason, Logan, Ryan. So they gave the Steelers the top-ranked draft. Gave it an A. So let's just say, though, they were 1st and 7th. And I can't remember where I saw those. That's still good. You have 2 top 10 drafts in your first 2 years. Now, we'll do this for this year's draft, and it's by Chad Reuter. Again, it's an NFL. Oh, let's see. He puts the... Let's see. We're going in alphabetical order. Steelers got an A for their draft. Harmon, Johnson, Sawyer, Black, Howard, Bruner, Kent. Day 1 grade, A. 2, A. 3, A. Overall grade, A. So, let's see. Because I just found one that gave the Steelers an A. And this one has them ranked 20th and a B-. It's really your perspective on the players that they got, right? So if this person's not crazy about Jack Sawyer, or they're not crazy about Harmon, or it's like, okay, you took Sawyer in round 4 when you could have gotten Shador and you didn't, and blah, 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 blah. Right? It's like, yeah, you got Will Howard and all. And this was from who? Gennaro Felice. Okay. So the guy from before. So you do need to take everything with a grain of salt, no matter where you find it. And on PFF, B+ for the Steelers 2025 draft. So, I mean, if he has 3 drafts and they're all ranked in the top 10, let's say, that is good. And you gotta admit that since he took over as GM, the Steelers have been a little less Steelers, right? They have. This year was fucking insane. Trading a 2nd-round pick for DK Metcalf and paying him like $30 million a year at receiver, right? Then making this huge trade with Miami to get Jalen Njoku for Minka. What else did we do this year as far as players are concerned? We brought in Slay. We did do that. We cut some guys that were starters last year, or played significant snaps last year. Ogunjobi, he's out. I think it's pretty clear we didn't want Russ, right? But we tried to get Matthew Stafford from the reports that were out there. We tried to get Stafford. Once we couldn't, we're like, okay, Justin, you're our second pick. It's like, really? You're still trying to get rid of me? Fuck you guys, I'm leaving. And then we go get Aaron, right? And we let Najee walk, right? So we're kind of doing like, it seems like we're doing an out with the old. What Kevin did, we're leaving, right? We gave Kenny 2 years and then said no. Najee, another Kevin Colbert pick. Bye. I'm trying to think if Larry was brought in at the end of Kevin or the beginning of Omar. He would have been given that extension during Omar's time, but I'm trying to remember exactly when Larry was brought in. I can't remember. But, we've beefed up the O-line since Omar and Andy Weidel had come in, right? Andy coming from Philly. We beefed up the trenches. We brought in Patrick Queen last year on a pretty decent deal for a middle linebacker. It seems like we've gone from not spending at all, and not to say we couldn't, teams spend, but then you put yourself in cap hell in 3-4 years. Enter Miami Dolphins. And everyone, it sounds so great, right? Go all in. Mortgage the future. How many teams each year win the Super Bowl? 1. How many teams each year play in the Super Bowl? 2. Okay? Think about the teams that have gone all in for 1, 2, 3 years, right? How many of them win the Super Bowl, right? Miami went all in. Couldn't even win a playoff game, right? Between Tyreek, Ramsey, Jonnu, they got Waddle. They tried paying guys and going all in and trading for doing this and XYZ, and then it's, well, shit, we didn't win a Super Bowl, we didn't win a playoff game, and we're all out of money. We paid Tua. Way overpaid Tua. So, yes, he's kept we're not mortgaging the future. We're not putting 1 or 2 seasons to set ourselves back 5. We're not doing that. And he's kept that. But it does seem like there's something different. And for everyone who says, oh, we never change. Okay, right. Omar's still the GM. Mike is still the head coach. Arthur's still the offensive coordinator. Terrell Austin's still the defensive coordinator, right? That stayed the same. But literally, I think it's... I'm just going to say half, because I can't remember if it's 40% or 60%. I can't remember the exact, so I'm going to say roughly half. Roughly half of your roster turns over every single year. Every year, half your roster is different. Think about it. Oh, we never change. Bullshit. Your roster changes every single year. Half the guys that were there last year won't be there. Half the guys that make the final 53 this year won't be on the team next year. Think about it. To say we never change is false. It changes every year. Oh, well, okay, players always change. But, we never change our coaches. We have a new middle linebacker coach this year. right? Like, just last year when we brought in Arthur Smith, which during the 23 season, we did something we had never done before. Ever. Forget when it's Art Rooney II and Mike Tomlin and Omar. Go past Kevin Colbert. Past Dan Rooney. Go back to the chief himself, Art Rooney. We never did this. We fired a coach during the season. We fired a coordinator during the season. We had never done that before. Ever. In our, what's coming up in like 8 years, our 100 years of being a team. In 8 years, we'll be 100 years just about. So let's say 92, go back 2 years. 90 years. We never once fired someone in the middle of the season. And we did that with Matt Canada. He got the special treatment, right? Congratulations, Matt. You got something that no Steelers coach had ever gotten before. Or at least no coordinator had ever gotten before. So, right? Like, you can't say we never change. And then when we brought in Arthur, we brought in a whole bunch of different coaches to try to help his scheme. I think we got the Rams passing game coordinator. We brought in, oh God, who else did we bring in? Like, we kept some coaches, don't get me wrong. Like, I think we kept our tight end coach, Alfredo. Like, he's the same. Yes, our offensive line coach is the same. But when it came to, like, Arthur, come in. Who do you need or who do you want coach-wise? We need to help you now build your system. Shit changed. Because you don't see, the head coach change. And you don't see, like, us going in for 1 or 2 years to try to win the Super Bowl. We want to compete every year. Not just for 2 years. Now, will those 2 years, will that be our best shot? Yeah, possibly. It could be our best shot. But then we're going to suck. And you're not going to like that. Trust me. So, and obviously, if you win the Super Bowl, it's worth it. Obviously, right? But imagine you're the Dolphins. You go all in. Don't win a playoff game. And now you're in salary cap hell. You have to cut all these guys. You have to let really good players like a Javon Holland walk because you can't afford him. And then you're just trapped in salary cap hell. The Steelers don't want to be in salary cap hell. So, Omar, I think he's doing fine. Are there better GMs? Sure. Absolutely there are. Philadelphia's GM, oh my God, what the hell's his name? I'm trying to think of his name right now. And I can't think of, but like, he's one of the best GMs in the entire NFL. He might be the best GM in the entire NFL, right? But he's really good. And then you get the really, really bad ones that Omar is better than. So if you put Omar in the top half of GMs in the entire NFL, then you might be willing to take that, right? And he's still learning. Much like how players can still get better, personnel can still get better. The front office can still get better. Now, the front office can get better by those people improving or by getting better people. It's either or. And right now, I think he's doing fine. 3 years, okay. So, that's just me. I got no issues with this. I have not read comments at all to see what people think, but they could very well be pissed. Oh, we never changed. Me. Wine, bitch. So, that's it. That's all I got. If you guys did enjoy this, please do leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.